Phantom, how's it going? Today I'm going to be reviewing Scott Snyder's and Greg Capullo's Court of Owls. If you have not read Court of Owls, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, you really do owe it to yourself to check out this stuff. Yes, despite some negative reactions that I've heard online about how it ends. And we will get into that in a bit. So, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo. Scott Snyder, come on. The guy's been writing Witches. He's been writing basically the best books, or some of the best books on the stands today. We're talking about American Vampire, Batman. Batman, Witches, American Vampire. What did he do last year? The Wake. The list goes on and on with the guy. And we were talking about Greg Capullo. Funny thing about Greg Capullo at the time when he was first announced, people hated it. They hated the announcement of Greg Capullo because of the fact that he was first a Spawn artist. He cut his teeth really on Spawn. And because of that, a lot of people were not that pleased with it. They're like, oh great, the cape's going to be 20 feet long, he's going to be extreme, he's going to be a 90s character. What they didn't know is that what Greg Capullo would do in this book would actually turn him into a comic superstar lately. Basically, the breakout star, honestly, Scott Snyder really did good on this. He's been doing great on this. The stories are really good. But in my opinion, the breakout star of this run was definitely Greg Capullo, because before that, he was kind of a, and I don't want to undermine him, but he was kind of a guy who nobody really had heard of. And he was kind of, one of those guys that got left in the wayside back in the 90s. This really brought him back to the forefront, and the art in this is beautiful. I love the art in this run. It is great stuff. Now, what do you need to know about the Court of Owls? The Court of Owls is essentially tells the story of this cabal that has been in Gotham City for hundreds and hundreds of years. And what I love about this is that Scott Snyder plays with Batman's expectations, because Batman throughout the whole story thinks, I know this city. This city is my city. Nobody gets nothing on top of me without me knowing on my city. He comes to find out that these people have been working under his nose for hundreds of years planning all this stuff, and that he had no clue about it. So it kind of shakes him to his very foundation. And if you ever read this series, issue 5 is great. I love issue 5 in this run, where you kind of have to do something with the pages that I'm not going to get too into, but it works in the context of the story. And I think it is really cool stuff. He really digs deep, Snyder, in his story about the concept of what is Batman, the core of Batman, and how he's so prideful, and how that pride can ultimately be his downfall. And I really do love that about this. I think he's a great writer on this run, and I think his stuff is going to be remembered, and it's going to stand the test of time as one of the best runs on Batman. Now, the ending. There's a mixed bag of the ending for a lot of people. I do think the ending is solid, because Scott Snyder, if you read the story again, and I've gone back and read it a few times, he does leave little breadcrumbs along the way to the ending, and it does relate to Batman in pre-New 52, kind of in a way. I really don't want to give it away, because it is kind of a big deal what happens at the end of this run, and I do know a lot of people that don't like it, because he kind of introduces something into the Batman universe that a lot of people went, oh, come on, that's such a stereotypical writing trope. Why did you introduce that? But I think at the end of it, once you get past that initial reveal, he leaves it ambiguous enough that you can go, well, okay, maybe it's not, or maybe it is, because not even Batman at the end of this isn't sure how the main villain of this series relates to him in the whole universe. Wow, I'm being super vague on this. I'm really sorry. You guys are probably hating me right now, but I don't like spoilers on my channel. So with that said, this really introduces also one of the coolest villains, in my opinion, that have been introduced in the DC Universe in a long time, the Talons. The Talons are awesome. And the initial concept of a Talon is basically, what is the natural predator enemy of a bat? It's not a clown. You think Batman, his opposite is Joker. Well, technically not really in the animal kingdom. The opposite of a bat would be an owl, because they hunt them and all that stuff. So the Court of Owls, that's where he got his initial idea from it. It is really cool stuff. Really, really good stuff. And I really do think if you've never read Batman, you could jump on these two trades that have come out, and you will really enjoy this. I really do wish DC would actually start putting more of the special features that they did inside of this trade, because in this you're actually getting some sketches and some basic designs and things like that aren't in the other trades that came out. I'm really disappointed with that. You also get variants too, which are pretty cool. There is, in this volume 1 of the hardcover, variant cover gallery like I showed you, and really good stuff. So it's a solid pickup. I do like these hardcovers. They're sturdy, really great stuff. And like I said, if you've never read Scott Snyder's American Vampire or some of his other works, Really go check those out because he is a great rider. I think he's going to be remembered as one of the best in this generation. So, but comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. Bye.